Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Wedding Talk Show. Woohoo! I'm your host Oluwadare Somi, and today we're going to be talking about brides in Nigeria. So this is a special edition for people getting married in Nigeria, and it is how to plan a wedding with 1 million naira in Nigeria of today. Yes, this is 2022, and I'm sure you're wondering, 1 million naira. 1 million naira cannot do anything because 1 million naira is about $2,000. In fact, it's less than that. It's about $1,750 as at today with the current valuation. But let me just break it down for you how you can maximize your money when you're planning a wedding, especially when you have a limited budget, right? I know that, of course, our weddings are very special to us. Like your wedding ceremony should be special. Like it should have elements of this is me, this is my own thing. We don't get to celebrate our naming ceremony. We're not aware of things that are happening there, and our wedding ceremony is like one of those things that, I'm present, I've selected a partner, and I'm excited to spend the rest of my life with my partner. And then maybe I don't have so much budget or so much money to spend on the wedding, or maybe I just feel like I want to stretch every single naira. So I'm just going to tell you what you can do to maximize that amount of money and then have a beautiful wedding with 1 million naira in Nigeria 2022. So let's get into it. And first thing you need to consider is when you have a limited budget, think about quality over quantity. Think quality over quantity. So you're thinking about, definitely you have to reduce your guest size, like you have to cut it down. I would advise you have not more than 50 guests at your reception. If possible, you could actually even do like 30 guests, right? Not more than 50 people at your wedding. And if you have a limited budget, then you would need to be creative with what you do. When you're getting married, you think about, okay, rather than doing a proper reception or maybe like a church wedding, you could actually even do a church wedding, because most churches don't charge for to conduct a wedding ceremony in their premises. So you could do a church wedding, you could do a court wedding. To get married in the courts, you spend less than 50,000 naira today, and then you book your wedding outfit. Of course, you can't go extravagant on it. You can decide to rent, or you decide to just make something simple, something that you probably would be able to use again. For the guys, well, your budget is not included in this 1 million naira, because ladies usually don't have another opportunity to put on their wedding dresses. But guys, you can wear your tux any day of the week. Like you can wear it to work. It serves more a multi-purpose function. So you know what, just put it in your fashion budget for the month or for the year and splurge on that. So you're not included in this 1 million naira. Another thing you consider is you book your makeup artist, you book your hairstylist. So when you are doing this, especially when you have a limited budget, it is wise to either go for a moderately cost makeup artist, or you would do a makeup that is for a court wedding. So there are different prices when you say, it's a court wedding, it's a white wedding, it's a traditional wedding, because there are peculiarities to all of these types of makeup. So you can do, it's a court wedding, the cost is not as high as if you were going to do a traditional wedding or a white wedding with a reception after, because there are many factors that is considered in how long that makeup ought to last, and different activities, which makes the price different, right? Of course, you book your photographer, you book your videographer. Those ones they're important in ensuring that you capture the memories. Ceremonies are all about memories, and you want to, as much as you can, preserve those memories. So when you have them photographed, when you have them videographed, it means that you have something to always reference to. So when you're also booking your photographer and videographer, because you're on a limited budget, instead of request for e-copies alone, so for your pictures, request for e-copies, you can decide to do your photo book or your picture frame at a later date when you feel like, okay, I have more money now, I have more money to spend. So you could do all of that, and all of this is just going to help you save costs, because your wedding book, your picture frame, they cost money to make. And then, so the all important question, okay, if you're telling me that I can plan a wedding with 1 million naira, where will my reception hold? Like, I still want the great ambience, I still want something wow, I still want something that is customized to my taste, and I don't want to spend so much money. So you book a restaurant with great ambience. Most restaurants, especially if you're doing like a lot of people, you only need to pay for food, drinks. You don't need to pay for the space. Most of the time they give you the space for free, depending on your number of guests and depending on the amount of time that you're going to spend there. So you can do like a 2-3 hours spend, and you book the restaurant or give us a private space at no additional cost. You pre-select your menu and then you pay a deposit. So that pre-selected menu guides the food offering, the food options that your guests would have, so that nobody comes there and then spends beyond what you are budgeted per person, right? You could also use that space for your wedding shoot. So you take portraits, because the ambience is already great. You could actually even speak to the restaurant and say, you know what, I want something small. So it could be like a floral arrangement, balloon work, something slight and simple that you can have at that space, to just like, oh, this is our picture area, it speaks to our events and things like that. Then of course you book the decorator to create a picture area or a backdrop design, something to reference, you know what, this is our day. People can take pictures against that, and you have a wonderful experience. So when it comes to music, you could create of course, because you don't have allowance in your budget for a band, you could either use the music from the restaurant, or you create a playlist, put it on a flash drive, and then you share it with the restaurant to say, oh, please, can you play this for us? And generally have a nice time. They just play music over their speakers. You could select your friends to act as an MC. Remember, you're already limiting the number of guests you have, so it's more like a very intimate affair. So you could pick maybe the best man, the chief bridesmaid to serve as the MC if they are well spoken and they can carry people along. So it's like a family discussion. You're just having a nice time. It's not very official, so you could have them like, oh, you know what, just begin to speak. They co-host the ceremony. Make sure you give them the order of the program. Yes, you need a program for that day, and let everybody just enjoy. It's an avenue to bond with people, to relax. You're starting this amazing journey, and it's just going to be a very, very nice feel where everybody gets to sit together, enjoy, gist, you talk and pray for you. They pray for you. Oh, this marriage, you have opportunity to dance and things like that. So the things you would do at a typical wedding, you can incorporate that. What you probably will not have is maybe where they're spraying you money. People can send in their money, as they can give you cash or transfer. All of those things can be sorted out, right? And yes, the last thing I'll also mention is for you to get Eventigo's printable wedding planner for your wedding details, so that you don't forget anything. I know it may seem like, oh, it's a small wedding, but trust me, every small event, there's a lot of details that is involved. So you could either book a consultation with Eventigo so that they walk you through what you're supposed to do, and even recommend vendors that would be within this price point and still ensure that you have a beautiful day or you get our printable wedding planner. The link is in the description below, so you can use that link to access it. If you want to book a consultation, you could just reply, send us a DM, send us a private message, or send a message to our email. The email is also in the description below, and then you get access to us. And then lastly, concentrate and enjoy your wedding. Forever begins today. The journey to forever begins today. So concentrate, enjoy your wedding. See, don't let anybody tell you anything. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Enjoy your wedding, because weddings are meant to be enjoyed. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Wedding Talk Show. If you have questions relating to wedding planning, relating to your wedding, you can send an email to twts@myeventico.com. We'll be sure to respond to your question on another episode. And do subscribe to this channel, like this podcast, follow this podcast, share with your friends, share with your families, share with your enemies, in fact. And I'll see you on another episode. Bye bye.